Hello, hello. Burr. Janky one. Yeah, I don't think it's meant to be the actual Kool-Aid Man. But I agree. Very pixelated. Very Minecraft-ish. How are we doing tonight? Everyone staying warm? Another freezing night coming and a big storm coming tomorrow for some parts of town. Hope everyone's ready. Give everyone till around 7:05 to get here, and then we'll get right into story time. Burr. It is chilly down here in the library. Yes, indeed. We'll wait until about 7:05 to see if anyone else tunes in, and if we don't, then maybe we'll skip story time tonight. Ooh, someone's here. Never mind. Burr. Well, hello there, Slick Willie. Yay. I agree. We'll get started in a couple more minutes. We'll start right at 7:05. Start getting characters together and then move into the story. I think I've got a fun idea for tonight. I am not ready for this storm. I'm really hoping that it misses me. I don't want to deal with the snow. All the snow could go away and I'd be fine with it. It's true. I know that that's not the case for all of you. Some of you like the snow. I don't. Sorry. It's not for me. Nope, it isn't. Alright, well, while we're waiting, if you want to be part of the story, go ahead and type !pick me. And then once it hits 7:05, I will roll and we will get some characters together. For our story. And with that being said, I'm just going to roll and hopefully some... Roll it. Alright, Slick Willy, I need a name for a girl. I need a name for a girl. Ella. I like that. That's a very pretty name. Okay. And we're gonna roll again. Breedub. I need another girl name. Clary. Is that what we're going with? Clary. Is that how you want me to pronounce that? It's hard to say. Clary. Clary. Okay. I got it. And last but not least, Slick Willy, I need a name for a place. We're gonna do a story about an island, so I need to name my island. Need to name my island. Whatever your heart desires, we will call this island. I think my favorite island is probably Alcatraz. But I don't think that'd be a good name for this island. Doesn't really fit. Not the island I have in my head. Anyways. The Mysterious Island. Ooh, I like that. Okay. That'll do it for now. I think I'm just going to get started right into my story. And yeah. That's how we're going to go with it. We have Ella, we have Clary, and the Mysterious Island. There once was a little girl named Ella, who lived on a remote island called the Mysterious Island. Her island was tropical in nature and was filled with all sorts of fruit trees, exotic wildlife, and most importantly, it was surrounded by a beautiful, crystal clear sea. Her village was a fishing village, so her friends and family were all very skilled when it came to making and setting up fishing nets, spear fishing, and boating. On top of fishing, they also harvested sea plants and sea salt for its high mineral content. Get that sea salt in you. It's good for you. Ella was training right alongside her brothers to become an agile fisherwoman, and she excelled at it. She was the best knot... Ooh, I'm throwing my keyboard. She was the best knot tyer on the whole island. She even surpassed her own father when it came to tying knots. And that's saying something, because he was an elder. Even though she was easily on her way to being her generation's best sailor, she always felt like she was living the wrong life, like she desperately belonged in the sea, not on it, like the turtles and dolphins that she often saw playing near the coral reef. While she spent most of her spare time in the sea playing and practicing her swim strokes, the animals never fully trusted her, and she was never able to swim with them. All she wanted was to be like one of them and play with them. She tried to bring them food and little snacks where they lived in their coves and hunted for food to convince them that she was friendly, but they just wouldn't take the food. Eventually, Ella just stopped trying and instead just sat at a safe distance and watched them live their carefree lives, the kind of life that she wished she could live. One day, she arrived at her favorite cove, where she liked to watch these crazy sea creatures, and heard a lot of unusual splashing. She crept closer to the water and heard it again. She was nervous. It sounded huge. The sound, just so much splashing. Splash, 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 splash. She debated turning around and running back to the village for help, worried that there may be a predator disrupting the other animals in the cove, and the splashing continued. What do you guys think? Should she run back to the village for help, or should she investigate on her own? Go ahead and vote on that poll, and we will decide if she's going to go back to the village for help, or if she's going to investigate on her own. Ready? Votes are in. She is going to investigate on her own. She doesn't need any help from the village. Ella took a tentative step, a very cautious step, into the shallow water near where the sound was coming from. She picked up a piece of driftwood, just in case she needed to protect herself. And then she took a few more steps. As she got closer, her palms grew sweaty and her pulse quickened. Her knees, spaghetti. And then she started to get really nervous. When she was only 3 feet from the noise, she saw a big silvery fin pop out of the water and then splash back under. She dropped the driftwood. She was nervous, and she thought it might be a shark, and she exclaimed, "Oh my, it's a shark!" But then she looked closer and saw that the fins weren't quite right to belong to a shark. She took another step forward and then saw through the clear water that it was a small dolphin. But why on earth would a dolphin be splashing around in the cove like this? Surely it would attract predators. And that is when she noticed the net. One of the villages, her village's fishing nets, must have came loose from the fishing grounds and floated to the cove, tangling up this poor, innocent dolphin. She immediately jumped into action. She searched the shallow water for sharp stone that could cut the rope of the net. She found a wide one with a sharp edge that had a dull side she could safely hold on to, and she stepped closer to the dolphin. The dolphin was obviously scared, and it thrashed in the water, trying to get away from her. Ella spoke in a soothing tone and said, "It's okay, little guy. I'm here to help. Calm down. I'm not going to hurt you." She started to cut at the rope very cautiously because she didn't want to hurt the dolphin. But with him thrashing around, or her thrashing around, it was very hard. And finally, Ella grew frustrated and said, "Stop moving! I'm going to accidentally cut you." To her surprise, a small voice responded with, "But how do I know that isn't your goal? Humans hurt dolphins like me, and I don't trust you." Ella jumped back with an "Ah!" and dropped the stone in the water. She was losing her mind. Losing it. She must be. Dolphins can't talk. That's just crazy. Right? That's crazy, isn't it? And then the dolphin spoke again. "I'm sorry I scared you. Please help me. I promise not to thrash anymore, as long as you promise not to hurt me." Ella, not knowing what to do, dipped her head completely under the water and came up gasping, hoping that she didn't hear voices anymore, because that could only mean that she was dehydrated or had sun poisoning, something crazy. She looked back at the dolphin after going under the water. It was holding perfectly still for her, still looking at her, as if in anticipation. Ella stood up, hair dripping wet, and took a step closer and said, "Did you just talk to me?" "Yes, I did," replied the dolphin. "Will you please help me? I didn't mean to scare you. I was just scared myself." Then, after that, Ella noticed that the tide was starting to retreat. Uh-oh. They had lost at least an inch of water in the cove already, and the dolphin's fins were exposed now in a way that they weren't just a few minutes before. The dolphin started to breathe heavily, and it shouted, "If I don't get free in the next few minutes, I'm not going to make it. I'll be trapped here for hours without any water. Please help." Ella jumped into action once again. She found her stone in the shallow cove and started sawing away at the net. It took several tries, but eventually the net got looser and she was able to start working it away from the dolphin's body. The water went down another inch or two in this time, and they knew they were running out of time. Ella had an idea, but knew it would be difficult. She could continue to cut the net here in the cove and risk it not getting the dolphin free before the tide was completely retreated, or she could try to drag the dolphin, net and all, past the cove into deeper water so they would have more time. What do you think she should do? Should she keep cutting in the cove, or should Ella try to get that dolphin out of the cove? Go and vote now. I don't know. I kind of think she should try to get him out of the cove. That seems a little dangerous. What if they run out of water? Then it's going to be really hard to get the dolphin out. But that's up to you guys. I'm not going to make that decision. I need to know what you guys think we should do here. Your vote is too important. It looks like you agree with me. She should move him out of the cove. Ella prepared for what she knew was going to be a difficult task. She gathered all of her strength and stowed her stone in her waistband for safekeeping. She grabbed hold of the dolphin and guided it over to the edge of the cove. See, this cove had a reef around it, and wasn't easy, but she grabbed hold and lifted right up out of the water completely. No small feat for a girl of her size. Unbelievable. The adrenaline pumping must have helped her. And she stepped over the coral and quickly got to the deeper water. And as soon as she got to the deeper water, she was able to continue working on cutting the rope, and the dolphin was finally able to swim out to sea. Off again. Off it went. Whee! Off goes the dolphin. Ella assumed that it was the end of it. The dolphin started to swim away, and she figured she would never see that dolphin again. She gathered up the rope bits from the net so she could dispose of them properly in the village. She didn't want any other creatures to get caught up in the net again. As she gathered the pieces together, she felt a bump, a very soft bump on the back of her thigh. She turned, and surprised, there was the dolphin. And Ella asked, "What are you doing back here? Aren't you ready to rejoin your pod?" "I am," replied the dolphin, "but not before I thank you properly for helping me. I owe you my life. My name is Clary. What's yours?" "I'm Ella," said Ella. "It would have been wrong of me not to help you. You were in the net because of my village. It was only right for me to fix what we did to you." "Can all of you dolphins speak?" The dolphin laughed and said, "Of course. We're just as smart as you humans. We just don't talk to you because, well, sometimes you hurt us and we're scared of you. You, however, risked your own safety to help me." Ella looked a little hurt and said, "We don't mean to hurt you. Sometimes our nets get swept away and accidentally harm you, and we really need to do better with that. But we just want to catch fish like you do. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go straight to my father when I get back to the village, and we're going to find a new method for securing our nets so that they never get loose and tangle you up ever again." Clary thanked Ella and then swam off to join her pod, who they could faintly see in the distant horizon of the glistening sea. Ella made true of her promise to rework their nets and made them safer for dolphins, rays, turtles, all the creatures of the sea. She continued to visit the cove where she found Clary and longingly stare at the sea, until one day, when she was wading in the shallow water, she saw Clary swimming just outside of the cove. She waved hello, and then Clary screamed out, or shouted out rather, "Why don't you come play with us today? My family wanted to meet you after they heard how brave and kind you are." "Ooh, come play with them? This sounds like her dreams coming true. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy." Ella let one small tear roll down her cheek before she jumped in the water and swam alongside her new friend to play in the ocean like she had always dreamed of doing. It turns out that sometimes making friends is hard because the other person is scared or shy. A friendly or helpful offer can make a bridge into friendship, no matter how different you are, like a dolphin and a human in this case. And with that, tonight's bedtime story comes to an end. I hope that everyone enjoyed this story. Thank you for your participation in it. Yeah. But I think that was a good story. I had some help on that one. I had gotten the idea from my lovely wife. Which was a good one, I think. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed telling it. Hope you all enjoyed it too. Yeah, you. Did you enjoy it? Clap, clap, clap. Dolphin, squid, fish thing. I don't know what that is. It's a funky looking squid. That's what we're going with. That's a fish. That's definitely a fish. Meep, meep, meep. Those are the meeping anchovies from SpongeBob, in case anyone was wondering. That was the noise I just made. Yep. That was me. Very good. All right. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Stay warm. If you're in the path of this storm that's coming, keep clear of it. Stay safe. I'll be live again Wednesday night with another wonderful story for anyone who tunes in. Have a good one.